not your mama though. Look, I deal with the pencils, I deal with the books. Snotty noses and crying, I'm shook. If you like me and you need a hand, I know fair, I got the master plan. Coolest teacher in the land, the coolest teacher in the land. You say it's you? Stop playing, I'm coolest teacher in the land. Coolest teacher in the land. Coolest teacher in the land. From the A to the H, from the D to Japan. Coolest teacher in the land. Hey, what's good? Y'all see my pajama pants? Because I'm at home. That's what y'all getting. I don't care. What's going on? Chef Praise back at it again. All right, look, today we are making my famous Italian meatballs that are so good you could call me Nonna, okay? You can call me Nonna, hey, you know what I'm saying? Don't call me Nonna, that ain't my name. But yeah, we're gonna get started now. The hat for the day, shout out to my little brother who's way bigger than me, his brand Confidence, that's it. He has a brand, clothing brand. I will put the link below. I gotta wear the hat like this because it's super hot, it's stupid hot. Let's get started. Who we got on vinyl today? The original JT, James Taylor. This album right here is fire. It has one of my favorite songs called Your Smiling Face. Whenever I see your smiling face. Y'all gotta listen to that because that bass line is boom. Make you want to two-step, something like that. Whoa, hey, hey. So make sure, listen to the album if you can. All right, so we got a lot of ingredients today. Let me break this thing down. We got 1 onion, 2 eggs, some Parmesan cheese, garlic, pepper. What is this? Garlic powder, basil, oregano, crushed red pepper, salt, Italian breadcrumbs. We're gonna serve this with some rigatoni. We have a can of crushed red tomatoes. Make sure you get the San Marzano because they taste the best. We have some ground Italian sausage and some ground sirloin, okay? Now when it comes to the beef, use whatever you like best. I love ground sirloin. It's a little more expensive cut of meat. If you want regular ground beef, use a regular ground beef. All right, so what we're gonna do first, I'm gonna take this onion. Now, we're gonna use the onion for our sauce as well as for our meatballs. But before you cut something, y'all already know, I didn't do it in the last one. Now y'all missed it. So, sharpen that bad boy, you know what I'm saying? Look like a Power Ranger in here.
And ruling the universe with evil.
You know? Yeah, buddy. Sharpen this bad boy. Make sure you wipe it off afterwards. Wipe off those steel shavings. So we're going to dice. We're going to do a nice chop on one of the halves, and that'll be the half that we use for our sauce. It's okay if we have bigger pieces in there, but for our meatballs, we're gonna do a real fine dice so that when we put it in there, when you eat the meatball, you're not getting a big old chunk of meatball, you know what I'm saying? So I finished dicing up one half. This half will be for our sauce. Just put it to the side. Now this one we're gonna do a little finer and we're going to add it to our bowl for our meatballs. We're gonna take the onions that we cut up for the meatballs and we're gonna add them to our bowl. To this same bowl, we're gonna go ahead and take our Italian sausage and dump it right in there. We're gonna take our ground sirloin, just squeeze it, just dump that thing right in there. This looks bad. To that, we're gonna add about half a cup of Italian breadcrumbs. The Progresso brand is my favorite. Just add a half a cup, just add it straight up in there. It's gonna help to bind our meatballs together. 2 eggs. The eggs also help to bind it all. We got a 1, we got a 2. I cannot crack it with one hand. Put in the comments if you know how to do it. Teach me, please, because I want to look a little bit more professional. You know what I'm saying? All right, so to this, we're going to take some Parmesan cheese and just grate it right in there. You want to get about half a cup and just grate it in there. This helps with flavor. This helps with binding. If you don't have fresh Parmesan, you can use the store-bought one that's already grated. It's fine. Ain't nobody judging you. Use whatever you got. What do we say here? Work out thine own salvation in fear and what? Trembling. You already know. All right, so we got our Parmesan cheese in there. We got our onions in there. Well, we gotta add garlic. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna add about 2 tablespoons. Just take it and add it right in there. It seems like a lot of garlic, but I love garlic, so it's okay. All right, so now let's season this bad boy. You know you gotta have some salt. Drop it like it's hot right in there. Do a little bink, just in case you didn't add enough salt. Crushed red pepper. I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle some of this in here. This adds a little bit of spice. I love it. Dry basil. If you got the fresh one, use it. If you don't, it's okay. Dried oregano. That oregano will be bringing out a lot of flavor. And last but certainly not least, some black pepper. Go ahead and grind it straight into there. All right, now here's the fun part. You're gonna move everything out the way because you're gonna use your hands and get all up in there. Now, what we're going to do after we mix it all together with our hands is we're gonna form some balls and we're going to lay them. If you have a sheet pan, you can do that. I like to use my good old cast iron because we're actually gonna bake these in the oven first and then transfer them to the sauce. Now you could fry them in the same pot you cook the sauce in. This is just a little healthier way to do it. Either way, like I said, do what works best for you. But yeah, we gotta mix this all up, so let's get in there. Y'all, this was cold too. My hands are freezing. But what we want to do is you want to pinch it about this size and go ahead and just make a ball. Boom, like so. And just drop it in your pan. So I'm going to do all that. We're going to put it in our oven that's already preheated to 375 degrees. We're going to cook them in there for about 15 minutes. So meet me at the stove. We gonna get this sauce started. Sauce it up, baby, let's go. We have a pot of salted boiling water. We already have it at a rolling boil. So we're gonna take our rigatoni and drop it in there like it's hot. Drop that in there. Like so, and we're gonna let that cook for about 10 minutes because we're actually gonna finish it in our sauce. All right, so let's start on our sauce. Our Dutch oven is nice and hot. We're gonna add some extra virgin olive oil. Get it right there in the bottom. Go up, down, move that thing around. It go up, down, move that. Y'all know about that. Y'all might not. I do, because I'm a little wretched. We're gonna add our onions to that. Our onions and add them in there. And we only have to saute them for about 2 to 3 minutes before we add our garlic and our tomatoes in there. To our onions, we're gonna add a little bit of salt. What that salt does is a process called sweating. And when they sweat out the onions, it just gets them to be that translucent color. It brings out all those juices in the onions that we're going to need for our sauce. Onions are an aromatic, so they add to the flavor of the sauce. Now our onions have been cooking for about 3 minutes, so to that, we are going to add some more fresh garlic. There's a whole bunch of garlic in this meal. If you don't like garlic, this is the wrong meal for you, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and add some garlic up in there. Now, the reason you don't want to put the garlic in there right away is because garlic will burn very easily. So, to avoid that happening, we wait until our onions are a translucent color and then we add in the garlic. Because the garlic don't need that long, because baby, if you could smell this kitchen though, you could smell this kitchen though. I already told you, call me Nona. Call me Nona all day. Okay? So, our onions and our garlic are going nice and well right there. So to that, we're gonna go ahead and add our can of tomatoes. Go ahead, add the whole thing in there. Ooh, I love it when it makes that sound. That's the sound of good eating. That's what that is. Now, what I like to do is actually take this same can, fill it up about halfway with some water, and go ahead and add that water to our sauce as well. Halfway, boom, drop it in there. It's gonna give our sauce some volume. Now, you know we gotta season this thing, okay? So, what we got? Salt. A good amount of salt in there. That's where the seasoning is. That's where the flavor is at. We got salt, our dried oregano, some basil. See, this thing already hot. You might want to turn it down before it starts. This thing busting caps at me. Pop, pop, pop. Chill out, chill out. Garlic powder, like so. Some more of this beautiful crushed red pepper. We in there like swimwear, baby. Black pepper. And now to add a little sweetness to the sauce, I have it, you have it, we all have it. Actually, all of us don't have it, but splash of red wine. Red wine adds to the sauce. If you have it, great. If you don't, it's okay. It's all good, I'm telling you. You add it to the sauce. Then you take it, but no, I ain't gonna do that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and just stir this around. And now we're going to bring the heat back up. We're gonna cover it, bring it to a boil, and bring it back down to a simmer. And we just wanna have to simmer that for about 10 minutes because we have about 10 minutes left on our meatballs. So we're gonna take the meatballs out. We're gonna put the meatballs in the sauce, cook it for another 10 minutes. I'm telling you, the flavor in this thing. Woo! Woo! All right, so let's put a lid on it. With about 10 minutes left on your meatballs, you actually wanna go through and just flip them like so. I know you're like, ooh, what they look like? Chill out, okay? Just go through and flip them all. I can only do that one because I only got one hand. But yeah, go through, flip your meatballs, put them in for 10 more minutes. So this is what our meatballs look like after 20 minutes. And we're just gonna take them and drop them in our sauce. Woo! Call me Nona. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza bite of some more. So we're gonna add all of them in there and let them cook in our sauce for another 10 minutes. Woo-wee! I'm telling you, call me Nona. Okay. Now you could just put the meatballs over the rigatoni and it's done, but you're not basic. That's why you're here, because you don't want to be basic. So let me show you how to take it up a notch, okay? This little skillet is on a very low heat. We're gonna take our pasta, take one serving of our pasta. This is one serving, I promise, I'm just hungry. Take one serving of our pasta, right? And then take some of our sauce. Our beautiful tomato sauce that our meatballs are cooking in. And we're going to toss the pasta within the sauce, okay? Now, if you want to be fancy, you do it like this. You ready? Hey! Hey! Okay, y'all see I'm in this mug. Let's go. So you do it like that. Let it sit for a little bit. And then we going to plate it up. And just like that, we got some rigatoni and meat. Y'all see that? Hey, Carmela and Tony Soprano would be proud of this, okay? But you know it's not complete without a little freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Now, if my sis Rayla was here, y'all, this would not even be enough cheese. That girl love her some cheese, I'm telling you. So, we're gonna put it like so. Y'all, the fan finally went off that thing, but it's hot in here. There it is, there it is. Fresh made Italian meatballs, rigatoni, our amazing tomato sauce. Remember, you're a confident teacher, you can be a confident cook. Get in the kitchen, just do it. Coolest teacher in the land.